In this video, I'm going to take you through the Nurikabe puzzle in the puzzle generator and give you a quick overview of how you can make your own puzzles. So the first thing you want to do is in PowerPoint have a completely blank and empty slide. That means if you do have any text boxes or any placeholders on here, please delete them. Then make sure you click Puzzle Generator at the top. And then we're going to choose our trim size for our book. Now you can choose any of the trim sizes here, but for this example, I'm going to do 8.5 by 11. Then we'll click Puzzles, then Nurikabe, and then our first screen here is our game explanation or our how-to. Now you can edit this text if you want to or delete it. It's up to you. And if you want to include this little how-to at the start, tick the box here. If you don't, just untick it and then click continue. Now our first option at the top is our color picker tool. Now this will allow us to change the color initially for our headers font. So if you're publishing for KDP, it's likely that you're going to want this to be in a black or maybe a shade of grey. I'm going to leave it on the default of black. Our next option is our clues. So our clues are the numbers in the puzzle. What color do you want them to be? Again, if you're creating for KDP, it's likely that you will want these to be black or grey. I'm going to leave the default as black. And our final option on the color picker is our wall color. Now these are the walls in our solutions. Now again, if you're creating for KDP, it's likely that you'll want to do a black or a grey colour. I'm going to stick with the default of black. Now our next option here is for our headers. So this is, our header is the title that appears above every puzzle. Now what you can do here is choose from all the fonts that you have installed in Office or that you've added through the export tool. You can set a size, and if you want it to be bold or italic, I'm going to just leave it on the default settings for this example. Our next option here is to set our title. So at the moment it's grid. You could translate this into a different language. You could call it Nurikabe, and all that is above every single puzzle. At the moment it's grid. So above the first puzzle you'll have grid 1, second puzzle, grid 2, third puzzle, grid 3, and so on and so forth. Our next option here is to start our numbering at. Now typically in most circumstances you'd want to have this at 1, but say for example you've made 20 puzzles and then you decide you want to make another 20. What you could do is then change this to 21, and then that would mean it would continue your puzzles from puzzle 21. Our next option here is our grid dimension. Now, the larger the grid, the more difficult the puzzle, and also the longer time it will take to generate. In this example, I'm just going to do a 6 by 6 grid. And here we can select our grids per page. You can choose 1, 2, 4, or 6. Now, what this also means is you'll get the equal amount of solutions as well at the end. So if you do 1 grid per page, you'll get 1 solution per page. 2 grids, you'll get 2 solutions. 4 grids, you'll get 4 solutions. And 6 grids, you'll get 6 solutions. Now there's a way to do a custom amount of grids and solutions per page, but I'll explain that a little bit later on in the video. Our next option here is our page number. Now what that means is how many pages worth of puzzles do you want to create. In this example, I'm just going to do 5. Our next option here is to hide our titles. Again, this is useful when we're doing a custom amount of grids and solutions per page, what I briefly mentioned earlier. We're just going to ignore this for now, this hide titles function, because I'm going to cover it a little bit later why you might find it useful. And now our final option here is to add left and right margins. Now, if you're creating for KDP, this is very useful to have blank space down either side of the slide. And here you can choose between 0 and 1 inches. And typically I go for 0.75. So now we've got our settings, let's create our puzzles by clicking OK. So as you can see, now we have our puzzles 6 per slide and our solutions 6 per slide also. Now once you've created your puzzles, you do have a few more advanced formatting options that you might find useful. For example, you can move shapes around on the slide. So for example, say I wanted to move my puzzles inwards and my titles inwards, I'd select them like this. And then what I'd do, I put in a distance here, say 0.3 inches, and then I can choose a direction to move them. So up, down, left and right. So I'll click right to move these inwards. And if I do the same for these ones on this side, and then move them to the left. And now if you go through the puzzles, you'll see that the changes that you make on the first slide will apply to every single slide. That means if you want to make changes, you only need to apply them to one slide. Now the final advanced formatting option you might find useful is to change the font size or the font or the formatting of the font. Now to do this, you just select the shapes you want to change. For example, the titles. And then up here, click change individual fonts. Now you can choose a color. You can obviously change the font, the size, the styling, and also the alignment. So I'm just going to increase this to 26, like so. And then because it's now overlapping my grids a little bit, I'm just going to move that up slightly, like so. And then as you can see, it applies your changes to every single one of your pages and your puzzles and your solutions. So you do not need to worry about going through every page individually and making changes. Now what I want to show you is how you can have a custom amount of puzzles or solutions per slide. Now to do this, what we need to do is delete all our slides here, and then tap here to add a blank first slide. And then we're going to delete our placeholders here. Then what we're going to do here, we're going to choose a square trim size. So I'm going to go for 8.5 by 8.5. And then we're going to go into our puzzles and then Nurikabe. And then what we want to do here is we want to make sure our add left and right margins is unticked now. And then we want to tick the box to hide our titles. And then let's do 8 by 8. We want to change our grids by page to 1. And then let's create, let's say, 40 pages. And then once we've got our settings here, click OK. Then once our Nurikabe puzzles are generated, what we want to do is at the top here, click Export Slides as PNG. And then we just want to do our puzzles first. So if we do 1 to 40, put puzzles in here. And then we're going to leave the quality and resolution the same. And then we create a new folder for them. And this folder, another folder called Puzzles. And then click OK. And then once it is exported, we're going to go back in again to export slides as PNG. This time we're going to do our solution. So slides 41 onwards. Again, we're going to keep the quality and resolution the same. And then we go into that folder we made earlier and then create a new folder and call it solutions. Click OK. Now all our puzzles are have been exported. What we want to do is delete our slides down here. And then we want tab to add a first slide again, delete these placeholders. And then now we want to select the trim size that we want to create our book in. So I'm going to just go for 8.5 by 11. And then once we have this here, what we want to go to is bulk import images here. Now we want to select the folder we made earlier and then go into the puzzles and click OK. Now, as you can see here, this tool gives you much greater flexibility and many more options as to how many puzzles or images you want to have per slide. You can go all the way from 1 up to 20. So for this example, I'm going to do 8. Our next option here is to add a title above each image. Now, if you remember in our Nurikabe settings, I hid the title. This is because if I insert the title here, it's not part of an image. It's a text box, so I have greater flexibility to edit it after I've created these puzzles. If I want to make it larger or change the font again, I don't have to recreate all my puzzles again. So I'm just going to put here puzzle. And then our option down here is to set minimum margins and spacing. I typically just leave this to the default and tick attempt to optimize spacing, because this tends to have the best results with how tightly knit the puzzles are together and the spacing. So once we've got our settings here, we're going to click OK. And as you can see, we now have our 8 Nurikabe puzzles per page. So what we want to do now is import our solutions. So we're going to go bulk import images again, and we're going to select our solutions folder. Click OK. Now here, again, you can choose any number. You don't have to choose the same number you chose earlier. So I'm going to do 20 solutions per page. And then I'm going to change this to solution. Keep everything else the same and then click OK. And now you can see I have my 20 solutions per slide. And then here I have my 8 puzzles per slide. Now, I hope this quick overview of the Nurikabe puzzle feature in the puzzle generator helps you to get started making your own Nurikabe puzzles. Thank you for watching.